Welcome to the third part of lecture 3 where I'll show you what is Firebase Studio. Still, Replit got me really amazed with the things that it generated. I was playing with it literally before running the other recording. And it even has like these little, let me quickly show you, like it generated these sounds, the background sound and the head sound, like all these little tiny details that it thought about. Like when it bounces, you see that there was a bounce, and then that bounce has a small sound. That was nice. There we go. That. Anyways, let's go to our nice little. I'm gonna just turn this off, otherwise there will be a lot of sound coming. So Firebase Studio released just recently, and since I've been using Firebase for 7 or 8 years intensively, I like the tool a lot. This thing is a game changer. This is going to change the way you can build web and mobile applications. And we will have a little bit time to tweak things around in this one. So let's start. I think I already have an account. Hopefully it will automatically log me in. Yes. Same thing. I think the prompting is increasing from tool to tool. It's a little bit unfair with Lovable, but let's see. Can you please build me a simple web application with a lot of emojis, let's say 10 emojis on the screen? They should be floating, and consider putting some physics in it so that it can bounce off each other. And it should be big enough. Make sure that it doesn't go off the screen. It should stay in the screen, like in the viewport. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, so same concept. There's an input box. You can go on and start doing it. There seems to be a problem with the Firebase Studio. Okay, it was just a small bounce. Okay. So it generates same idea. It starts with this planner thingy, like writing the plan and so on. The color scheme, I like that. You can choose your color scheme and so on. It writes the README file, which is one of the approaches that I also explain a lot in my Vibe Coding 101 course. You will see it in the later lectures. It's right now generating the CSS. In a minute, it will start showing the preview on the right side. You'll see how similar it is, all these tools. It's called Emoji Bouncer. Nice. Okay, it's also generating some CSS, some markdown files. You can see here it generated these documentation files and now CSS, and it's also picking React. Okay. So Firebase Studio is pretty a new product. I do not expect this to be as good as Replit. My go-to choice is Replit if you want to prototype something fast, but ooh, nice. This is good. It's already going in a good direction. So starting from there, you can see that the chat is just on the other side, but the preview is here. You can look at it from in a new page like this. I'm not sure if under the hood they're using Firebase. I think they're using, well, they are definitely using Firebase, but what I'm thinking about is like this particular workstation.dev, whether or not they're using app hosting, Firebase app hosting. That's what I meant. So that's pretty much everything we covered, like publish button, and then the Firebase Studio itself. You can see all your projects in here. One thing that I just would love Firebase Studio to add is a little bit more technical perspective to it, so that since Firebase is a tool for technical people, it may make sense that they stay or they go more in the direction of Replit than staying in the kind of like lovable or V0 or Bolt directions. You can also switch to code. You can see code once it starts loading in just a minute. So meanwhile this loads, I'd like to explain a few more concepts from the code generator perspective. Now, until now, the course was going in a more fun way of like, okay, this is nice. I'm able to spin off a web application without knowing anything as complex as it can be. But what the course will start moving towards is becoming a more serious vibe coder, learning your craft, learning how the terminal works, learning what Git is. It's going to get a little bit boring if you do not pay attention or you do not execute alongside this course. So therefore, I would suggest that you go on and try to do it as you go on. Oh, I see. For some reason, it put a drag feature to this, so that's funny. Um, then you can switch to code mode. Then it's basically VS Code in the browser, which is nice. It's picking Next.js for this. And then you can also switch to prototype mode, and then you can go back here, and then it has the movement parts. There is an issue here. One thing that is very common, you'll also see it, is that when you face errors, blindly copying the entire error and pasting it in the chat window is one way to go. But since it's an integrated, a super integrated environment, therefore you see already this fix error button. If you click it, then it will go and try to understand the error and resolve that error for you. So this is really nice. Okay, just to wrap it up, the go-to choice for me is Replit because it's been there for a long time. Only if you are super busy and you want to spin off something immediately and then you want to put a URL on the internet and send it over to someone. There are features of custom domain configurations on all of these tools, but the reason that I want to cover these in my course was just to make sure that I showed that there is a tool that's available that can be done much way easier than the approach that I am teaching in this course. The reason I'm taking this approach, which is pretty much a technical, detailed approach, is because I believe that you will become a great vibe coder, and with all these tools that you will learn, you will build great tools and great applications. And I hope you will give me a like, a subscribe, and a share in return. Thanks.